One way to get good optical illusions is by using contrasting colors or black and white. Black and white's very effective. Complementary colors as well, those also are very effective. So just kind of play around with your colors and see what you like the best. It's really your personal preference. Now the first thing you're going to do is put your name on your paper and make sure you put your period number. Now, on this sheet we have 6 boxes. We're going to do 6 different optical illusions today. Some are optical illusions, but some are also just like lots of pattern that really make your eyes dance. So that's one of the characteristics of optical illusions is your eyes, the colors and the light vibrate in your eye, and so it makes it almost seem like it dances or moves, and so that's what kind of makes a good optical illusion. So we're going to play around with some different things here. We have 6 boxes, and one of the first ones that we're going to look at is it's going to be like a whirlpool sort of thing. So you're going to start off with a center dot, so that's your focal point. Then you're going to take and do some wavy lines, go through that dot, and then go all the way to the other end of the box. Same thing with the other side. Another wavy line all the way to the other side of the box. Do another line, so right now we're doing 3, so we got 3 lines straight across, and then I'm going to do a 4th one, so we've got at least 8 different sections. Okay, so this kind of looks like a spider web, so you could kind of go with the spider web idea here and just keep going with that. Or what I do is I would take circles, make some little circles, and kind of go around and get bigger as you get closer to the edge of the block. Now when you get to the edge of the block, make it look like it goes off the paper. That's part of the illusion. And then come around where you think it would come back in, and then continue that circle. Same thing here for our last circle. Comes in, and we're going to come here. Now I'm going to finish this out with a little bit more because that circle would be like too big for that box, so we're just going to move that in. Now what you want to do here is checkerboarding is it has a lot to do with some of these patterns. So you're going to have different illusions here that are checkerboarded basically, and this one is a checkerboard. So what you're going to do is you're going to have one black square, in this case a little section, it's not really a square, and then you're going to move to the next one, but that's going to stay blank, and then we're going to do the next section black, solid black. So I'll show you. We're going to take and color in my little pie section. This next section is going to stay blank, and then the next section I'm going to go ahead and color in, and then I skip the next one, color in the next, skip the next one, and color in the next. Okay, on the next row you want to make sure that it's opposite. So for instance, this is black, so this section here is going to be white. This section is white, so this section on the next circle is going to be black. And color that in. Then again, that section stays white, this section goes to black, and you can check to see if you're right, because each section beside this is the opposite. So if I were using colors, I could use blue and orange or something like that, but you're always going to do the opposite in the section next to it. So we're going to continue on with this circle. Okay, I finished that circle, so I'm going to go on to the next. Do the same thing all the way around in each circle. All the way to the edge. Now this isn't going to be perfect because this is really just my sample, and so this just gives you an idea of how to create these different optical illusions. And that completes our first optical illusion sample. Now for our second optical illusion sample, this one I like because there's so many different ways that you can do this. Alright, so what you're going to do first is you're going to take and you're going to do lines straight down. I'm just going to start off with my marker. Okay, so I've got some vertical lines. Now I'm going to do some horizontal lines. So it starts to look like a checkerboard. Okay, so I've got my lines here. So now what I want to do is make a smaller box on the inside of these boxes. So here I'm going to do a small box here in this corner, and I'm going to do them all in the same corner. That helps to give that effect. That one's going to look like it goes off the page. And I'm going to do all my boxes like this. Now there's two different things that I'm going to show you with this one, because with a lot of these patterns, they can be tweaked and they can be changed to add different effects. So I want to show you how some of these can be changed, especially with this one. And I want you, and I encourage you, to try to come up with your own patterns and your own designs and see what you can come up with. Now, one of the things that you can do with this one is on the first two rows, I'm going to color in the little boxes black. Now remember, black and white seems pretty effective with this. So if you choose to do black and white, that's fine. Also, the finer details that you do, the more your eyes dance when you work with these. So try to get very detailed with some of your stuff, especially with some of the future samples that I'm going to show you. And keep going. I'm going to go ahead and color in all of these because you'll see why here in just a second. Okay, so that looks pretty cool like it is, okay? But I'm going to leave these first two rows like this just so you can kind of see the comparison. So we have these two rows, and then now these next two rows, what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a line from this inside corner out to the outer corner of the big square. So I'm going to draw a line, and then you'll see how this actually makes this, and I'm going to do this in each square. You'll see how this makes this look like it's either boxes that push in or boxes that stick out. So it makes a really cool looking effect. And there, you can kind of see the difference between this one and this one. And this one looks cool, but just by adding that one little line made that big of a difference. Now we're going to move on to our third square. This next one, you're going to do some lines, and you can curve them, you can keep them straight, it's up to you. But I'm going to curve mine just for variety. So I'm going to take these and I'm going to curve them all the way across my box. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some zigzag lines. So I'm going to start here just because it makes it a little easier for me to see it. So I'm going to add a line here and I'm going to go down this way. It makes almost like an arrow. See the arrow here? So I'm going to go down all the way just to make that. Eventually it's going to look like it's zigzagging, but you'll see the effect it gets here in just a second. And then you're going to take and do your little V shape, make it look like arrows. You're going to do the same thing on the other side, but now you're going to do the opposite way. So this line went down, you're going to go up this way, and then same thing on this one, go up with your lines. And then in the next section, you're going to go down again. I know that's kind of different, but okay. Now you're going to go up on this one because this was going down, so I'm going to go up, up, and connect it to the next line. And then the same thing on the next. There. Okay, so again, that looks really cool on its own, but what you're going to do now is you're going to checkerboard. Remember I told you checkerboarding is kind of a big thing because it really does create a cool effect and it does help to bring out some of these optical illusions. So what you're going to do here is you're going to take and color in, again, every other section. So that one's going to be black, this one's white, and this one's going to be black. Now again, remember, you can do different colors, but for me and for our purposes today, we're going to do black and white, okay? Now this one is a little off, so I'm not quite sure how we're going to work that one. We're just going to play around with that. Give that one another little line there, so at least it looks like it kind of goes with it. That one kind of threw me off. Okay, so now, and then this is going to be white, this is going to be black. So again, checkerboard. Color in that section. Okay, this is going to be white, so this is going to be black. Now you can kind of see that this follows the line, the curved line, and you can start to see that it almost looks like stair steps. And that's the effect that you're kind of going for. Okay, this is white, this is black. White and black. I always try to do a thicker border around, that way I don't go outside the lines, because on these optical illusions, a lot of time your neatness really counts. So you want to make this as neat as possible, because if it's too messy, then it ruins the effect of the optical illusion. This is white, this is black. White and black. White and black. Okay, that little bitty section is white. You want to keep that white, that way it doesn't get confusing like I did over here. And then we're going to keep this black, this little next section black. Okay. And then white and black. And we should be doing black here in this corner. There we go. So that is your third sample of optical illusions. So don't lose this sheet. This goes in your sketchbook and it stays in there, okay?